Hi, this is Phantessma,
And this is Nyloom.
and we just did Banjo-Kazooie, and now we're doing Banjo-Tooie.
Hello.
So, you're probably wondering why it's at 0.03 seconds, right? Well, we have this thing called Jinja manipulation, which I'm about to talk about, but, just let me know when I need to count down. Basically, you'll start once you hear the gaha. Hold on one sec, actually. Wait. I will count down for you. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So, as you can see, Bottles is dead. Awkward. Okay, I messed up the cutscene skip. That's okay. I was telling Nylan before this that I was going to have nerves and I was going to mess up the first trick and then everything would go. So we have Klungo here. Grunty's precious friend, Klungo.
Precious minion.
This doesn't actually lose too much time, but what you want to do is you want to skip that cutscene entirely. We're just gonna
Not
grab
a huge
some running
deal.
shoes. And so basically, Bottles is dead. Grunty's alive. Saw her die at the end of Banjo-Kazooie, but she's not dead. Klungo saved her. There's a whole frickin' backstory if you want to look into it at the beginning of the game, but we skipped the cutscene because of Jinja manipulation. So what we're doing here is there are normally 3 Klungo fights in Banjo-Tooie. This is RNG. You want him to give you a blue or green potion here. He's given us blue. That means multiple Klungo clones. So basically you fight him based on the What? Okay. That was weird. So...
What happened?
I don't know. I hit the right clone, but it said it was the wrong one. So bad things happen.
Interesting.
And it happened again. So I guess we're just gonna have a hard time. That's okay.
It's alright.
That's alright. We'll fail and then we'll have a resounding success. Anyway, Klungo picks 3 potions that all do different things. We beat him up and says some interesting things, which we actually have to watch because opposed to Banjo-Kazooie, not every text box in Banjo-Tooie is skippable. And so Klungo's taken care of. Had a little bit of memes there for a second. I'm not going to call him out because he's lovely and very helpful, but a certain Tooie runner told me that it's always the one on the left first. I'm gonna,
Really?
yeah, I had... So basically with Klungo clones, the lighter colored one is the correct Klungo, but my TV settings don't allow me to do that. And I have to maintain my TV settings because they're better for my other speedruns. So I've just dealt with issues there. So now that that's over with, we're in a whole different world. Not in Grunty's lair anymore, which is where Grunty is supposedly from. So Grunty's sisters are in this game, Mingella and Blabelda.
Blabella, yeah.
And they actually bullied poor Grunty into quitting her for cool rhyme. So you won't see Grunty rhyme much in this game. You also might notice she's no longer green, but rather a skeleton. Don't ask me how it works, it's a video game. King Jingling, King of the Jinjos.
There's Toots.
Yeah, it's Toots. He's back from Banjo-Kazooie. Ruby. And now he's the King's Cat. So he's, upgraded a little bit. I don't know if it's like a species or whatever, but I was kind of joking with Nyloom, her Banjo run. There aren't very many cutscenes of Kazooie. The movie. So, speaking of non-skippable text, this is a section. There's actually a massive cutscene after this, and it's one of the few that we can skip. Basically, we're just going to hold B here, and it's going to skip a whole section. There's a massive cutscene that shows Gruntilda firing up a ray, basically killing King Jingling, but it's okay, he can come back to life. It's a video game. You don't permanent.
It's okay.
So
here
these are bottles as kids.
we're getting a pretty important item here, right? That allows us to set up a glitch.
Yes, these are the Amazo Gaze goggles. They allow us to aim from far away. And what you notice for a moment there is I am going to be jumping a lot, but tentatively. Tooie, I don't know why they did this, but Tooie created a mechanic where you flutter out of Talon Trot. So in Banjo-Kazooie, you can jump in Talon Trot forever with no issue, doing this infinitely. But in Tooie, unfortunately, if you do this, but you hit A a little too early, you can flutter out of it, and it causes a lot of issues. So what we're doing here is the new mechanic for opening levels, Jiggy Wiggy's Temple. I guess they worship a giant crystal jigsaw puzzle. That's cool. I mean, to each their own, right? We're gonna open puzzles by going to this golden monolith, and I actually have to do the puzzles. So in Banjo-Kazooie, you have them entered for you. In Banjo-Tooie, you gotta do the puzzles, and you gotta do them as fast as you can. So we had a bit of a rocky start here. We're gonna redeem ourselves as best as we can. These puzzles have interesting hitboxes, some interesting mechanics, but
The puzzles are so hard.
They are. Ideally, you want to get the first puzzle done in around 10 seconds max. You can do it and have like a nice show on the timer, but that's pretty hard. Basically, so here's our first cutscene. I can explain Jinjo manipulation to you while we watch the first level get open.
Sure.
Jinjo manip is... So my file started at 3 seconds. Basically what I do when I start a Tooie run is I copy over a file I've already created. There's a Jinjo pattern that you want for any percent. This is allowed by the... We all do it. You want the white Jinjo to appear first, and the 2 yellow Jinjos to both be in Mayhem Temple. There's a whole spreadsheet with all of the combinations of Jinjos you can get, and setting up a Jinjo file can be a bit of a hassle. But ultimately, as long as you have the correct pattern, you can keep it and copy it over and start all of your runs from that. And that avoids having to scramble for extra jiggies. Jinjo jiggies are very fast to obtain. What you do the families individually. So the white Jinjo is by itself. It's a single family. Collect that one as well as the first complete family cutscene, so we play both cutscenes at the same time. And then the yellow Jinjos are a 2-person family, or the orange Jinjos are 2-person, yellow Jinjos are 3-person, so on and so forth. What we do, basically, is we collect notes so we can learn moves from Jam Jars, who's this fellow at the bottom of this. That is Bottles' relative.
What is he his brother, or?
You know, I always thought it was his brother, but someone said it was his cousin, so I don't know anything anymore. I think it's his brother. But Jam Jars is a bit different, as you can see. He's got the military vibes going, and he's actually a massive RNG element. So, in addition,
it is his
Klungo.
brother. Okay.
Yes. So, in addition to potions that Klungo chooses, Jam Jars is a massive element of RNG. He can bonk on his silo when he goes back into it. It's this funny little animation that's not so cute and funny when it wakes. Here we have Mumbo. You remember Mumbo from the first game. He looks a bit different though.
He looks way different.
They made him cute.
Yeah, he's very round and soft looking.
He's round and he has blue eyes all of a sudden. Instead of having a creepy skull mask, his whole head is a skull. His head is, you know, the whole skull, so it's different. And yeah, basically turning Mumbo.
So I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it basically like the point of any percent is to defeat Hagwon, right?
Yes. Any
as fast as possible.
Just beat Hagwon as fast.
But you need clockwork eggs in order to beat Hag1, right? So
Yeah.
basically, the whole run is about getting enough notes to get clockwork eggs, and then
Yes.
going straight to Hag1.
Yeah.
Right?
So the whole run is A, getting enough clockwork eggs, or getting enough notes to get clockwork eggs, and B, getting the moves you need to get a clockwork egg. So any percent would be significantly faster if we didn't have to learn a certain move that we learn in JRL in order to enter Banjo-Tooie Pine Grove. It changes everything. If we could just get Clockworks right away, if we could go to Pine Grove, we would omit having. And again, laggy. So we're going to reduce lag by facing away from large buildings. So I'm going to pull this golden Goliath to the river and keep my camera face this way. Break some things along the way, and that way we can get over here as fast as possible. There are other routes of this game, but as I mentioned, 9th run, good, in my opinion, master or implement to the highest before you go for hard tricks. So Tooie any percent's pretty flexible in that sense that there's a significantly, I guess, easier, less complicated route, and one that's a bit harder. So we're gonna save and quit here quite a bit. This is our first save and quit of the run.
Yeah, we do this quite a few times.
Yeah, and then we quickly get back in. The reason being, you have this golden Goliath that it like shuts down when the timer runs out and it's slow. And,
yeah, it's easier to just save and quit. You're instantly Banjo again. You can go back to business.
Get back down to business. So, basically in this route, you just have business as usual, traverse as quickly as you can through early level, get everything in just the right amount of notes so that you're able to get all of Jam Jars' moves. This is a necessary move, so we're going to talk to here. This is Grip Grab, and we're actually gonna, we just learned this, but we're just gonna not use it, and we're gonna ground pound up. In Tooie, there's an interesting mechanic, thrusting or ground pounding. You can actually move in it. You can move in the anime. And that allows for some interesting things. The cutscene skip that I attempted at the beginning, if I'd gotten that, that would have bust onto the platform, completely skipping the Klungo cut trigger. This is the more we're mean to Banjo a lot. We bully him.
Banjo.
It's not very nice, but it's fast. So unfortunately, that's how we have to do things. I'm gonna try and like evenly press A here so I don't put her out of challenge shot because it is a little bit faster to move in jumps, especially uphill. We're gonna steal a jig from this and die. So that snake wakes up and has like a little animation, and it takes quite a bit of time. We don't want to deal with it, so we just steal the jiggy instead. A little bit of a difficult flying section here. I'm gonna beak bust, grab some stuff. Went too high there. That's okay. We'll just quickly do this. And then beak bust up here. There's a lot of lag, sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that lag.
This is an interesting jiggy. It's pretty hard.
At the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you miss, it's like womp womp.
Yeah.
Where's the last fly? Oh, so we have to shoot as quickly as we can. Bobine is very happy. The flies were bothering the cow. You know how it is, farm life. Anyone play Stardew?
Yes.
So yeah. we're basically just getting things. No.
And
I did actually want to take damage while I fell there. Slightly off.
oh well.
I apologize for the controller sound. There is unfortunately, with this setup I have right now, really nothing I can do. I'll try to press lightly, try to move it away as best as I can. I think it's good ASMR though, so.
So that orange Jinjo was a good example of the Jinjo manipulation. You only need 2 orange Jinjos to get a Jiggy, so we manipulated it so that we would find the 2 orange ones early on in the run and get like a free Jiggy out of it, basically.
Yep. And we're just slowly taking damage as we go here, because I do Death Warp at the end of this one. Unfortunately, that Moggy a little far away. That's what the little cat dude calls. And now I'm gonna do a little trick called Pillars. I like to call it Mud Huts on steroids. It's tricky.
It's very
See how I
tricky.
do.
Fingers crossed. We believe, Tessa.
Thank you. I believe too, maybe.
Yeah, this is like a lot harder than it maybe looks. It's a very precise movement and jumps.
Well, it's okay. Gotta fail once to
Yeah.
And you do want to jump off the very corner as well. Get as much
Right.
height as you.
And
Got him.
got him?
Got him.
Yay.
Sorry, I know it's a little delayed, but where is this doggy? I wanted to die here.
I wanted to wait till you were done, but I was gonna ask, what is the intended way to even get that Jiggy?
Okay, so the intended way. There is a trick that you learn called Bill Drill and Glitter Gulch. And you come back. There's a lot of backtracking in Banjo. Like in the casual game anyway. So you learn Bill Drill and come back to that area, break the rock in the middle, and that color allowing you to get. So we kind of cheese it in any percent and jump to them. In any percent W, you use a clockwork egg. So that's another any category of it that I run. There's also 100%. Every category of 2 sort of has its, I guess, benefits and downfalls. So my personal favorite is any percent W. It is, some people consider it the most challenging category. I think it and 100% are about the same. It's got a lot of difficult tricks. It's got some things called clockwork warps and pretty much just a mechanics as much as possible. Any percent is way more straightforward. Even the harder route, even though you get to places you're not supposed to get to sooner, such as GGM early, Glimmer early, it's still a far more straightforward run, and it's short. It's very short. And then 100% is very long, but
very long.
It's got a lot of cool stuff to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of like clockwork tricks and warps that you see in other categories that you don't get to see in any percent. Unfortunately.
And unfortunately, we do have to watch cutscenes back to back, the puzzles. It's just the nature of. I really can't do anything about it. So, well,
do you mind if I do a announcement?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Well, so this marathon happens in part by support from viewers, so please consider subscribing if you want to support Frame Fatales. We really appreciate it. There's also a poll going on the Frame Fatales Twitter. What should we do at the end of one shot? You can vote for either Return the Sun or Return Nico Home. If you want to head over to Twitter and vote in that poll.
Woo! Yay, poll! So yeah, subscribe to the GDQ channel. Cool stuff like Frame Fatales, and you. I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff shows all the Like, people think the game's done, channel shuts down, but it doesn't. It's active all the time. There's like races and events, games free, and different game styles. There's free for, which has a different every Sunday. I don't know, man. I love this channel. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. There's
And if you-
definitely something for like every genre of game, I feel like.
And I was gonna say, if you've seen a 2 run before and you remember set there, we do reset and cut short some of the cutscenes, but in this case, it's actually faster to walk to the plateau like this than it is to set it there, because then we'd have to warp to Wooded Hollow, go to all that, and plus when you reset the game, unfortunately, it there's this really long opening turn on. I don't know if you remember, but the music's good at least, so we've got that. We're at our third jam jars. He's going to teach us fire eggs. Tooie's got different types of Zooey eggs. They do different things. I mentioned clockworks earlier, which we'll learn. Nyla mentioned using them to game. You've got fire, grenade, ice, clockwork eggs, in addition to normal blue eggs. And in this category, we actually forget about ice eggs. Don't
need ice eggs.
And this is a laggy level. Glitter Gulch Mine's cool. It's got this like nice little honky tonk thing going on, I guess. And there's piles of glitter everywhere. Don't look at the piles of glitter. Try to turn your camera in directions that will avoid looking at the largest sections of it. It's really laggy. And I'm actually gonna try to collect all the notes here as quickly as possible.
This section is hard.
It is, and I practiced it, and now everything's going badly.
Of course.
I'm actually gonna run back and start it over, because that's better than making it. And
better than not making it.
Exactly. I got stuck on the wall for a little bit there, and it caused a problem. So yeah, we don't have to watch the cutscene again, fortunately. We just have to make it over. And since I collected the notes, now all I have to do is get the Jinjo and get over. So yeah, unfortunately, there are circumstances like that where something will go less than ideally, either because of lag or because you get stuck on a piece of level. Tooie's interesting that way. There's a lot of pieces that you wouldn't necessarily know are things you can interact with, but you can. So here's an interesting Tooie mechanic as well. I grabbed a Jinjo, or I'm grabbing a Jinjo through a rock. And that's just completely normal. And
walls don't exist. As
walls
we learned
aren't real. Oh, I was scared there.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So, welcome to Flooded Cavern. I'm gonna swim for a little bit. There's a jiggy in here if you go forward, left, and as long as you remember that. Flooded Caverns has other entrances and exits throughout the level, but they're not particularly practical in the run.
Mm-hmm. I got lost in here so bad during my casual run. Like, I think I was like swimming around here for probably an hour.
Yeah, it's scary because you can drown.
Yeah.
Speaking of drowning, there's a pretty interesting swimming section in Tooie and that I'm getting to eventually. But we're death warping again.
More death warps.
More death warp. Since I already grabbed the Globo, this section is shortened a bit. I am going to go visit Wumba, which many of you may be fans of Humba Wumba. She's quite beautiful for a polygonal lady. We got Wumba, the original waifu, right here, because Rareware decided to go anime. And we give her Globos. instead of Mumbo transforming us, Wumbo transforms us, and in this level we get to do the detonate, which is really cute.
Very bouncy.
Very bouncy.
And there's only 2 transformations in this, in any percent, right?
In any percent, there's only 1.
Oh yeah, right.
We only become the detonator. And I'm gonna do cool coming up here shortly with the detonator. It's an exploit. Did you know detonators can fly? Because I didn't until I played this.
Nice. And that's called detonator levitation. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard until you figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm. There's
kind of like every trick.
There's like a rhythm to the buttons you press.
So what I did there was I just pressed A in session really quickly while against the wall in a body of water, and that just allows the detonator to hover. He just flies. He's a bird. He flies free. And this is our very first setup for a game-breaking glitch we're going to be to get to the final boss. Because you're probably sitting there wondering, okay, this run's only like 50-something minutes, right? 40-something minutes optimally. So why is she only in Glitter Gulch 9 right now? Oh, this run's weird. There's a lot of movie watching. There's a lot of there's a secret thing coming up. Let's just leave it at that. So this is the very first step to unlocking Banjo-Tooie. And now we're gonna save and quit again. And basically, Banjo-Tooie is like vanilla menu. There's a lot of menu going on, but it's not particularly difficult menuing. As long as you can move a controller relatively quickly, pretty much got it down. I like to say the original route of Banjo-Tooie, the route that I'm doing, is very easy to learn and kind of difficult to master. So again, this game is movement based. I'm actually gonna grab this here. I struggle with where to grab this because I've kind of settled that this is the best place because on my splits it works, but you can grab this treble clef whenever as long as you don't forget to grab it. And we're gonna go to Witchy World with a cute little amusement park.
Yay.
We're not gonna be there for very long.
You're not really anywhere in this run for very long. It's
No,
very...
really not.
Get in a level, grab some things, leave. Go to the next level.
It is. It's
grab some things, leave.
It's mini collectathon. But yeah, we're gonna head over to Pine Grove, which, you know, if we didn't have to learn Talon Torpedo, this would be our final stop. But we do have to learn Talon Torpedo.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So we got grenade eggs. Jam jars is gonna just have to be weaponized animals instead of normal animals. And we're gonna enter Witchy World. See what's in store for us there. Witchy World's very laggy, just a warning. I'm gonna do whatever I can to reduce lag. For instance, looking at the big top is bad. You don't want to do that. But looking at any large structures in this game is generally a bad idea. But we also got these guys. They're vending machines, slot machines. I think they're slot machines, but I like to alternate terms. They try to kill you. They're very aggressive, they're very rusty. I think they're angry. And we're basically just coming in here to grab notes, to grab one Jiggy, and to set up a glitch. Or I guess two Jiggies. Jam Jars likes to talk to us at every notice. We're learning Split Up for one reason and one reason only. And that is to access Clifftop, where Jolly Roger's Lagoon is. So that silo right there, where I learned Split Up, is actually the laggiest silo in the game.
Is it?
Yes, it is the lowest place for him to bonk. If he bonks there, that's like the worst.
Sense.
Yep, it takes quite a bit of time. So you're probably wondering, what is this girl doing with Banjo? Why is she going all the way up here? It's for this. That's it. That's literally the only reason. I didn't want to grab
nice.
that. Okay. Yep.
Falling right
yep.
onto the notes.
Yeah, that area is pretty treacherous, but if you know where to jump, you're usually going to encounter no issue. And that's up. Tooie's lag causes, like, problems with almost everything. But that's okay. I try not to jump on this tent too much, so I get up to the tent.
Yeah, you can slide down. Yeah.
But our adventures in Witchy World are almost... Just gonna collect a couple more notes and set up a pretty cool trick. Oh no. Set up a pretty cool trick here. And this is the reason we talked to Bottles of Sun. Got the Amazo Gaze goggles. Yep. Shoot a grenade real quick. And we reset.
And this glitch is called Delayed Cutscene Warp.
Yeah. More on that. This is the first setup. It's weird. It allows you to beat the game way faster. You should be able to. So, shooting that grenade egg and unlock flying saucer from a prison is the very first step to getting delayed cutscene warp to work. I mentioned a category called any percent no DW earlier. That is any percent where you cannot use that one. And we're going to open up another level. This is actually the last puzzle that we're going to do. The puzzle for Jolly Roger's Lagoon. Yep, we have 14 out of 14 Jiggies.
We really don't need that many Jiggies in this run.
We don't.
Kind of crazy.
Yep, it's minimal. Tooie's got a lot of Jiggies in it. Any percent barely even scratches this. And the intention, we just go for the fastest one. Obviously. Trying to limit everything as fast as I can. And I'm gonna try and puzzle fast, so give me a moment. Oh my gosh. There are days where I'm super good at puzzles and days where puzzles.
Nice.
I PB'd last night, and so I was like, oh no, I'm all bad after. So, in this instance, we are actually reset, but we can't reset too early. There is a phase within this cutscene that we've now for, the 4th time? There's a phase in this cutscene where you wait, and normally it's like 2.5 seconds, but just for safety, I like to wait until I see the level. In PB attempts, I would count, but, you know, I don't want to risk anything here.
Getting jiggy with it. Is this an actively run game? Someone wants to know.
Tooie is relatively active. Kind of depends on the category. This category has been in and out of popularity.
This category was very active earlier this year because there was a tournament.
Yep, there was a tournament run by Garage Door Opener, who is a top runner of this game, and it was very active because of that. A lot of people learned it. And this category is in and out of popularity. The route that I'm doing is not nearly as exciting as the fastest route, but the fastest route is also, it doesn't save all that much for this one. So it's another case of, well, yeah, if I start going for world record, sure, I'll learn it. But as of right now, this seems good.
Yeah.
I want to optimize my movement, get as good as I can. Then we'll start grinding. That has GGM early, was fairly recently discovered. It's been quite a while now,
Yeah, I
but
think it's been like
almost
over
2
a year.
years.
Yeah, year and a half. Or,
It's been a while, but it's still relatively new. Chewy first, I guess. And
Right.
because of that, there's a lot of interesting things that go on there. You do a lot of very specific. That guy doesn't normally hit me, and I actually get
Oh no.
now. So
Yeah. I think the most popular category for Tooie right now is any percent no DCW.
I would agree.
I've seen quite a few people running that recently.
This sucks a lot. That enemy, not a. Okay. Whatever.
It's all good.
I have to get help somewhere.
Those little honeycombs are so annoying.
I avoided it because I didn't want to get it, but can't think of like an easily accessible enemy.
DCW is delayed cutscene warp. It's the glitch that we're using basically to skip like a huge part of the game and warp directly to the final boss. You're gonna see it here in a few minutes.
I was like, I know there's help in here. Okay, we're good. This is another tricky part of the run. Tricky just in terms of knowing what you're doing. You would normally get double air from Royston the Goldfish by resting Spiral Mountain, but we don't have time for that. So we're just gonna wing it. And risk our lives.
Pray we don't drown.
Pray we don't run into an octopus.
Yeah, the octopus is mean.
Oh boy. Oh no. Okay. This is bad. I'm just gonna drown real quick and start over.
Okay. It's all good. The octopus is hard.
Really. Whatever.
That's like the hardest part of the run for me. If you mess that up, it's just... Luckily you can just go back and retry right away, but the octopus is very frustrating.
It's always everything you practice, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I have a set of counts for this octopus. Clearly didn't work out this time, but we're gonna try it again. So what you're supposed to do is avoid his hitbox. It's a pretty wonky hitbox.
If you swim like close to his eyes, you can avoid getting hit. That's what we're gonna try to do. This is a great run.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, so we messed up, but we're fine.
Yay! Freedom!
Freedom! So this octopus causes some problems. Mostly take damage. You are unable to make it to where you're supposed to go in the time you're supposed to get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this at lane. And that is going to make it so I don't have to get past the octopus again, because unfortunately it is now impossible for us to get up to the top. We're going to drown right here, and I'm going to warp down, and it's going to be okay.
It's all good.
Yeah. It happens. The octopus, like, the way I look at it is there's a spot on the wall that once you get to it, you're able to turn around and sort of get past him without dealing with any damage whatsoever. Unfortunately, I hesitate a little bit. I didn't trust my own count, and here we are.
Activate the warp pad so we can get back.
Yeah. Yep, we activated the warp pad so I could not have to get past the octopus again, because I knew I was gonna do as I hit this room, which is the electric eels layer. And those eels can also hit. So if you have full health and you don't get hit by the octopus, they're not a problem. But if you do, they're huge. So here is Jam Jars. Let's hope he's kind to us. He is not.
Oh,
That's a bonk, by the way.
that loses what, like 8 seconds?
Something like
6,
that.
7, 8, yeah.
I think it's 6. But
Okay.
it's more annoying.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, while that section was sloppy, it's very, like, there are ways to work around it, like what I did with that warp. If the octopus gives you trouble, you know,
Yeah.
have enough health to get past him once, and you're pretty much golden. I forgot there was health, like, actually in the level, so that was my downfall. That's okay. Now we're gonna go visit Klungo again. In any percent, we only visit Klungo once. And twice. And that's cool because third Klungo is very difficult, and we don't actually even hit that level. So the only thing that I like genuinely do not like about any percent is that it misses out on so many levels. My favorite level in this game is Hailfire.
Yes.
We only got to see the entrance for like 5 seconds out of the corner of our
sad.
eyes there. We only visit through JRL here. We just go on to the boss.
Banjo
so let's see
and Smash.
Banjo for Smash!
Just wanted to remind you.
I'm
Banjo's
very,
in Smash.
very thankful for that reminder. I'm super hyped. Klungo here, a little beat up, because he always asks Grunty to beat him. That's his personal preference. We got Green Potion, so he turns invisible. Oh god.
Invisible Klungo. Running away.
You're supposed to hit him initially. Just don't mind me. It's fine. We'll just beat him up.
The invisible phase is hard. I don't know.
I think the multi-Klungo phase is hard. The red Klungo phase is easy, but it wins.
Yeah, that's so easy.
It's so slow.
Mm-hmm.
So Klungo has 3 potions, like we mentioned. He has copies of himself, he has invisibility, and he has growing. Red potion is growing huge. It's slow because there's an animation for him to grow giant, and quite frankly, it takes forever. Blue and green potion are faster, but in order for them to actually save you time, you really can't mess up during the fights. So it is what it is. C'est la vie. We have Jam Jars here for the very last time. We're actually gonna save and quit as soon as we talk to him. We gotta learn Clockworks, and then it's time to work some Banjo magic. Banjo magic. And we got 1 bonk this run, which
not too bad.
Not bad. That's not bad at all.
No.
But when I say Banjo magic, probably like, Phantessma, what are you talking about? I don't really know, so I'm just gonna have a movie explain it to you, because I'm not very good at explaining magic. So we're just gonna watch the Hag 1 cutscene, just because I think it does the best job of it. So, like, everybody sit back, enjoy, grab your popcorn. I'm gonna drink water right now.
Good idea.
And, yes, this is part of the run. So you're probably wondering, when we mentioned delayed cutscene warp a while ago, what that means. When you shoot the grenade egg at the switch and activate the saucer of peril, the box that it comes in, that cutscene is hard. So it activates the second part when you enter with Gold and see that. And If you enter Glitter Gulch Mine after watching any cutscene after setting that up, it'll warp you there. And I'm not quite sure why that is. Someone in the Tooie Discord could probably explain it a little better to you. By the way, also super helpful community. Also in the same Discord as Banjo. Yep. So yeah, for whatever reason, watch this cutscene or any other cutscene, and then enter that cutscene. You were warped there. So now we're gonna do that. We're gonna enter that room, activate the second part of the cutscene, and go fight the final boss. Because we can.
It's a very strange, like, game-breaking glitch.
It's weird. I don't think there's anything like it.
We only use it in any percent for Hag 1, but you can use it like in bingos to go other places. That's really a really cool thing about it. You can go anywhere that has a cutscene.
Yeah, we're just gonna grab some running shoes. We like to go fast. And here we go. I wonder what's gonna happen. Here's what I talked about, the cutscene phasing. And so we're gonna watch that cutscene again. But, yeah. Hag 1. Gonna beat the boss, and then we'll be done. And yes, this is a very long fight, unfortunately, and it's very... I don't know, Rareware sort of decided they were gonna have their boss fight hard for some reason.
This is a hard boss. I think Hag 1 is harder than Grunty and BK.
I think so too. They're both difficult, but Hag 1 is a special kind of beast. So since we got these running, I'm gonna run around and collect whatever. I wanna try to cancel. I cancel delay, but you wanna try to as fast as possible. For whatever reason, if you're in Talon Trot when she starts this phase, I'm just gonna go full Call of Duty here. Did you know that Banjo-Tooie is a first-person shooter? Because, it is.
By the way,
in case you didn't know, that's what this is. And so basically, we avoid the drill.
There's several phases to this fight as well.
There are.
The first is like the laser phase, then there's the clockwork phase, there's the, what are they called, the missile phase.
Missiles, mortar cannon, yep. So that's actually mortar cannon now, coming up.
Yeah.
She talks a lot, you can't skip most of it. I think that's part of what makes the fight so long.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna backflip onto the drill because I have no clue. Basically, I'm just reducing lag. That's what that is. 100% lag. And her attacks get faster the further into the fight you get as well, so it does get harder to avoid it. She starts to bring out all sorts of things, like she has minions come attack, she has poison gas, another.
Yeah, the poison gas will get you. Yeah, the poison gas and the minions at the same time
is the worst. It's honestly absolutely the worst.
This is a really good fight so far, though.
Thank you. It's hard, so I practice it a lot.
It's very hard.
But now she's gonna do this thing where she chases the drill. It's really annoying. But as you can see, she's opening the back of her drill, of Hag 1. and that's going to be practical in just a second because we're going to shoot clockwork into it. But not yet. First, she's going to chase us down, and we are going to try to collect as many fire eggs as possible. Just because we need them throughout the fight. In any percent node ECW, but we don't collect ice eggs at all in any percent, and so fire eggs are the next best thing. They have less lag than grenade eggs and new eggs.
Right.
So I'm actually going to get out of challenge right.
And they shoot faster than grenades too, right?
They do shoot a little faster. Grenades lag so hard that even if they did fast, it's practical.
Nice.
Jars wants to tell us about clockworks, but I already know how they work. Also, she puts minions in here. Kind of scary.
Yeah.
You want to face away from the explosion, destroy the batteries inside, and you don't want to be really when you start shooting clockworks either, because she'll get you. I didn't really want her guys. That's I personally like to be in talent trot during this phase, but when you start shooting at her, it's better to be in non-talent trot. Because it faces towards, whereas when you're not, when you're in talent trot, it faces you away from
Someone in chat says, I enjoyed Banjo-Tooie, except for Canary Mary.
Oh. And boy, am I grateful she's not in this game, in this run. She's only in, she's in any percent of ECW, the only race 9. She actually rubber bands worse than Boggy, so she's kind of the worst.
Yeah.
Mary 3 and 4 are dreadful for a lot of us as kids. And here's the section Nylan was talking about where it's gonna throw minions at me. Not this section, but the one right after. You wanna not miss. Missing is bad.
Yeah, not missing. It's helpful.
There he goes. Go get them, doofus. Yeah, she calls her minions doofus.
Doofus. Yeah, you can definitely tell her green fireballs get faster. Or at least it seems like it.
They do. That's me anxiously pressing my buttons, I'm sorry. I do that a lot.
I understand the mashing during cutscenes thing.
Alright, so she's gonna try to kill me. And she's done.
Yay,
and that was actually my fastest Hag 1 fight every time. Right?
Nice.
That was a gold Hag 1 split, and yes.
Yes.
Sorry! So yeah, the last hit on Grunty is actually the end of the run. So that is Banjo-Tooie any percent. It's a pretty quick speed run. Like, for example, I made copious mistakes, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much everywhere. And I still got under my feeling like it's a really accessible run for people who want to get in that they really
Yeah.
Personally, any percent of ECW are fun to a lot more like tricks, glitches, crazy stuff that goes on. But any person's great, and it's really fun to like grind down to get a good time. It is intense, rather glitch intense. And once you get that move down and launch out with glitches, it's even more fun. Like, it turns any percent GM early route. I guess I'd say fun, but it is very difficult. So I'm not gonna go ahead and at all. Great category to learn if you like, especially if you want to get into other categories. Good one to learn.
Yeah.
Mechanic.
Very fast. It's a nice short speedrun.
It's nice, short, and comfy. So there's your banjo block, ladies and gentlemen. Friends of all backgrounds. We had lots of fun. Naomi and I had fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching.
And thank you so much for hanging out with us for this. Can't wait for the rest of the runs and the rest of Frame Fatality. Amazing job. Shout outs to the BKBT. Wonderful people. Seriously, really awesome community full of resources. Check out that Discord link.
Bye!
Bye!